Welcome to 250 World Motocross now, coming from Heinola in Finland. Some 150 miles north of Helsinki, the venue for round 7 of the 250 Championship. Just one practice group on this occasion in Finland, and it's Dutchman Pedro Tragter, number 6, who sets the fastest time and appears to be in great shape after a second place in the first race in Sweden.
Yes, I'm confident for the race. I feel strong. My body, physical, I feel 100%, and yeah, I hope I can win this race.
Second fastest is the championship leader. By 43 points indeed, the Belgian Mark Baverts, number 2, just 0.07 of a second slower than Tragter. Baverts has won the last 4 Grand Prix, and he's definitely going for 5 in a row this weekend.
I think I can do it again. I think it's a little bit sandy, so I'm quite good in the sand. So if I have a good start, I will see what I'm going to do, but I try to do my best and win both motives.
Third fastest is Sweden's Joachim Karlsson, number 11. Very fired up after a rather poor run on home soil in his Grand Prix just 2 weeks earlier. Had a 9th place and a 10th place finish. A bit disappointing. Frenchman Frédéric Bollé, 4th fastest. He was 3rd overall in Sweden and becoming more and more consistent as a front runner. He lies 4th in the championship at the moment. And 5th fastest is Britain's Kurt Nicholl. A little happier now with the running of his KTM, working well, and after 6th place in the Swedish race, the first race in Sweden, he's pretty confident as well.
We had a long break between the Italian Grand Prix and the Swedish Grand Prix, and we had a lot of work to do with the bike, and we took this time, which was almost 1 month, to work very hard with the bike, and now we have made a lot of progress with the bike, and now the bike is suiting my style a lot better, and so now we can start to push harder.
6th fastest, the reigning champion Stefan Everts, ahead of Talon Voland and Werner de Witt. But Everts not having quite such a good run to the season at the moment. Number 12, Yves de Maria, down in 9th place, but still confident as well after victory in Sweden, his first of 1996. I knew I could do it, but I had to win a race to prove it. We're still in a learning process. We're still improving a lot. But it's difficult to get to the top, considering all the problems that we had at the beginning of the season. 12th fastest is Marko Kovalainen, the fastest of the Finnish riders present here. And 15th fastest is the German rider Pitt Beirer. Had a bad Swedish Grand Prix, where he lost that 4th place in the championship to Frédéric Bollé by 1 point.
Normally if I ride bad, I make positions between 5 and 8, but this was much worse. I was 10th and 12th, and I had really fight for these places, so yeah, I was very angry after that day, but I didn't really know why everything was going wrong on that day.
Well, he's out to get his 4th place in the championship back, and he's not too worried about not being that rapid in qualifying.
It's very close to everything. I'm on 15th position, and it's 1.3 seconds to the first one, so that means nearly nothing, and that's not a problem for me. As long as I'm close to the first guys, the position doesn't matter for me, so I hope for a good start, and then I think I can make a better race than in Sweden.
So to the start of the first race then, and a great start for Sweden's Joachim Karlsson on the Honda, number 11, who takes the whole shot ahead of Monique Beverts, number 2 on the Suzuki. Alex Pouzard in third and Demaria fourth, but problems for Rob Herring. Britain's Rob Herring in trouble, and a heavy fall at the third corner, putting him out of the running. The end of the first lap, Carlson, number 11, leads. Beverts is second. Stefan Everts is in third place on the Honda. Kurt Nickel running in fourth place ahead of Volland, Bolle, Werner de Wit and Yves de Maria. Well, the battle for the lead developing now between Joachim Carlson, number 11, and the championship leader, Monique Beverts, and Beverts comes through. Second lap now, and through he goes. Third place for Stefan Everts, with Volland in fourth, de Wit in fifth, and Kurt Nichols dropped back down into sixth place. Behind Nicol, Pedro Tractor, who was fastest in the practice runs, remember, and Frederic Bolle and Yves de Maria right behind him, pushing hard. So Beverts leads. Carlson leaping through in second place. Talon Volland might not have been as quick in the practice runs, but he's taken third now from Stefan Everts. Beverts continues his dominant form. Really has had a remarkable run this season. There's Carlson, far better run than in Sweden. Ahead of Volland, then Everts coming under increasing pressure from Werner de Wit. Beverts and Carlson beginning to get away up front. Beverts ahead. There's Carlson in second place. Then Talon Volland. And then Werner de Wit has now got past Stefan Everts. Everts dropping back again. Pedro Tractor's now closing in on the reigning champion. Frederic Bolle has had a couple of falls, and he's going to end up finishing down in 24th place. Pitt Barra as well, the man we were speaking to before the start, he had a fall in the first lap, and he will finish in 15th place. Yves de Maria is another one who's been in the wars, number 12. He had a fall and will end up down in 9th position. Half race distance, Beverts and Carlson continuing on their merry way. But Volland getting a little bit closer in third place to these two. There is Volland. But he's not able to find a way past Carlson before the end. Beverts, meanwhile, just opening up a bit more of an advantage. And as he told us at the beginning, this sandy surface really suiting the experienced Belgian. Monique Beverts coming through to take the victory here in Finland. Meanwhile, Stefan Everts takes fourth place back from Werner de Wit to salvage some of what is turning out to be a difficult mid-season patch for him. Beverts takes the checkered flag and wins ahead of Carlson, who takes his first podium finish of the season. For number 11, good result for him, with Volland, Everts and de Wit behind. Monique Beverts, the winner once again.
I think I had a really good start. The start is really important here, and it's one-liney, so everybody is fast, and I think I did a good job.
I was late in the first lap, but I did a mistake, so Monique could pass, but I had a good race. It felt really good, and at the moment I feel really strong, so this is it's good. I'm happy.
Well, 45 minutes of running in the first race. They've got to keep their energy for the second one. And away the second race gets once again. And there's a nasty accident right in the back group there. And Roy Snellingen involved in that, the Norwegian, and several other riders, in fact. So a bit of a mess at the back. Meanwhile, the whole shot for Monique Beverts ahead of Frederic Bolle and Joachim Carlson in third place this time. Beverts on the Suzuki ahead of Carlson on the Honda. Well, in fact, it's Bolle and then Carlson. Everts in fourth position. But in fact, Bolle and Everts have disappeared as they come back into sight. Everts has made contact with Bolle somewhere along the line. They've both managed to restart. There we can see some of the problems, but that's cost them both a great deal of time. Werner de Witt, in fact, that was as well in trouble, number 9. So he's dropped right back out of the lead group. Meanwhile, Baverts has opened up an advantage. Carlsen in second, then De Maria, Voland, and Pedro Tractor. And by lap sticks, Baverts in a comfortable lead, but it's Yves De Maria who's now come into second. The Frenchman, winner in Sweden last time out, didn't get a very good result in that first race, but he's fighting his way well here. Van Rees has come up into 6th place, number 19. He's ahead of Peter Ivan, number 10. Then Werner de Witt on his fight back up through the field, number 9. And Pit Byra still struggling a little bit, number 5. Lap 7, Van Rees has taken 5th place ahead of Talon Voland now. Voland had another fall. I mean, we're really seeing some of the top competitors getting into trouble here on this second race. Conditions just proving to be a little more tricky perhaps than they look. And a broken front brake lever for Frederick Bolle after the crash with Everts has meant that he's out of the race now. Everts also retiring out of the race. The number 1 rider retiring on lap number 14. And he was 3rd in the championship before this race, but this really has proved to be a rather disastrous weekend for the reigning champion. No such disasters for Monique Baverts. Nobody seems to be able to stop him at the moment. Yves De Maria in 2nd place, 5 seconds down from the leader. And the tough Frenchman, who's had a bit of an up and down season, now putting in a strong race here. Joachim Carlsen in 3rd place for Sweden. And then the rest of the pack. There's Talon Voland, who's going to come through to finish in 4th place in the end. Werner de Witt coming through in 5th ahead of Pit Byra. But Byra is able to retake that 4th place in the championship from Frederick Bolle. So Monique Baverts comes through to win the 2nd race ahead of De Maria and Carlsen, and has achieved his target of taking 5 overall Grand Prix victories in a row. It's really going well for him this season.
Well, that's really good for me. I think we have still 6 Grand Prix to go, so I think it's possible now. I think today was a good day for me, and now Stefan had no point in second hit, so it's a big gap, but Voland is going fast also. We will see now on the hard tracks. We will see.
And
Yves De Maria with that 2nd place, saying it was a very difficult track, a lot of stones, very easy to fall. I think today that Monique was basically unbeatable. I'm not totally satisfied with the way it went for me. We still have a lot of work to do. But thankfully the sand tracks are now more or less over. It's time for the harder tracks, and I'll do the best I can there. So in the championship, Baverts has a huge lead, as you can see, over Talon Voland. Stefan Everts in 3rd place, and that championship that he won last year is really beginning to slip away from him now.